Hey guys, it's Alexi. Welcome back to Dance Curious. We're continuing today with the next chunk, the third chunk of performances from Jordan Fisher. Very much still enjoying this assignment as I go through and watch them. Great suggestion. Thank you for that. Anyway, let's get into it. Okay, so here's Jordan's Rumba to Supermarket Flowers, which I think is week 6. Super beautiful song, very touching song. Seems emotionally suitable for a rumba, but this could get very emotional. You guys know, I'm just gonna preempt this by saying, you know that I can be picky about my rumbas because the Latin hip action is so much on display that it's really obvious if it's not working out well. So, you know, if I get like stuck in that, I haven't watched yet, no idea if I will. He may do fantastically. If I do get kind of fixated on that, doesn't mean I didn't like the performance. It's just, you know, I can't help it. Okay, let's get started. Cool staging. Beautiful entrance. That's really lovely. Not bad. Some hip action there. Excellent. Her dress is fantastic too. Oh, look at that. That was actually some proper Latin walk. I was quite impressed that like Rumba walk actually looked pretty darn good. There's some hip fluidity happening here, which is nice. Choreography again is beautiful. I'm loving the whole thing with like the scarf. It's very it doesn't just look visually lovely, but it's very like evocative thematically as well. He does need to be a little careful, and I have noticed this with the other dances as well. He has a tendency to go a little toe turned in, like slightly pigeon toed. So he needs to be a little careful of that, especially again in the Latin dances. It's particularly obvious because it's supposed to be the opposite. They're supposed to be turned out. Not as much as like ballet, obviously. Anyway, resuming. Beautiful. I like this one. Gorgeous. I will say once again, and I'm not going to say this like constantly. I'm not going to keep harping on it, at least on the same dances. But I feel beholden to point out that apart from a couple moments at the beginning, it's not terribly obvious what kind of dance this is if you don't have the music on, and if you don't know exactly what it is, and you're not paying attention to the exactly like the beats they're stepping on, because this like section here that they just did before I paused it really looks almost more like a smooth thing. It's not that you can't do pivots in a rumba, but they're just there's not much Latin styling happening, I guess is what I would say, but it certainly looks gorgeous. Nice. There we go. Good. Yeah. Again, he needs to watch his turnout, but he has fluidity in his hips. He could be a really good Latin dancer. Beautiful. Nice. I liked that a lot. Again, comments on the rumba side, that was just a really beautiful, very moving performance that if I hadn't been like kind of in critique mode, I probably would have just gotten lost and enjoyed the story that they were telling me, because it was a very well told story. Again, I was pleasantly surprised by the degree of hip action that was there. It could be heightened, but he did in particular on the kind of the side breaks, right? With the side breaks, that's always one where if you get it wrong, it's super obvious and it can look very clunky. And his was actually pretty good, especially for someone like who hasn't done the rumba before. I was pleasantly surprised with that. And I think actually, again, he could be a very good Latin dancer with sufficient training. Again, like I always have the sense, like almost anyone could be with sufficient training, but I would say With relatively little training, he could be a good Latin dancer. But really very beautiful. Also, can I just say that freaking song? It's so beautiful. But it's like the lyrics are so moving. Like I'm not listening to the lyrics right now because I have a job to do. Okay, so here we go with Jordan's week 7 dance. I can tell from the starting image, I haven't started playing it yet, it's clearly Halloween week, and they're going to be dancing a Paso Doble to animals. It's going to be interesting. I'm curious to see. Paso Doble is one of those dances where it can kind of chew people up and spit them back out if they're unfamiliar with it. So kind of like samba and Viennese waltz in that way. I suspect it's going to be a very fun performance. Let's take a look. Nice. He does a great werewolf. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, very like hip hop, but looks awesome. Huh. That's fun. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this narrative goes. Hey, that's not bad on his part. You know, I didn't think about it, but I guess Paso Doble lines might actually be in some ways easier for hip hop dancers, just in the fact that it's this kind of extreme line, and hip hop sometimes has these kind of extreme lines. Anyway, just a thought with that. Once again, like I said, I'm enjoying the whole pack of werewolves. Now he's dancing with the Little Red Riding Hood. Or maybe they're just regular wolves. It's kind of hard to tell. But we'll see where that goes. I'm not sure it matters. Anyway, let's see. Oh, I think they are maybe werewolves, because now she's like a wolf, I think. It's cool. Nice. Choreography again, pausing it. Choreography is super fun. Again, not super duper Paso Doble, but I do like that they're throwing in certain of those lines. But as you can tell from the previous section, I got rather distracted from the performance itself and was just thinking about the storytelling, which is, it means you're doing an effective performance. Again, I wouldn't want someone watching this and thinking this is Paso Doble particularly, but it's cool. Something can definitely be very independently cool and not be particularly accurate to a dance. So anyway, he's very sharp in his movements in a really great way. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, that was a really fun performance. I would definitely really enjoy it if I was somewhere and they did the performance. It wasn't like, I feel like relative to his particular skill sets, I think that was one of the easier performances for him that he's done. Lots of fun to watch. I appreciate, again, as usual, it's always a nice thing about having like actors in there, right? They really know how to tell the story, and particularly for a thematic thing like this, that's kind of essential, at least really helpful. Very fun, well performed. Okay, here we go with Jordan Fisher. This is week 8. I'm intrigued with the quick step for him because I think some things about that are really going to play to his strengths and some things about that are going to be slightly more difficult. So let's take a look. That's awesome. Yeah. That's great. Nice. Nice. Awesome. Pausing it for just a second. Already, one of the things that I thought would very much suit them is the fact that they just tend to be so freaking in sync, and he's very musical. He tends to be very clean on his timing from what I've observed so far. And this is looking very sharp. And even the things they're pulling in that aren't quick step, they suit the feel of the quick step, and I like it. I really like it. Fantastic body connection here. Nice. Cool. He's killing it on this one. This is great. I also want to say that now he's getting into like the middle or like latter part of the show. I can tell he's learned a lot. His posture and his frame for this style of dance is much, much improved, and his connection to the floor seems better as well, which is really good to see. That's really nice. Let's keep going. Beautifully in sync. You can see they're like losing their body connection kind of in and out, but when it's on, it's really on. Little kicks. It's good. Yeah. Very sharp with the timing and really very good connection overall. As charismatic as you could possibly ask. And like even all those little things, like little like sharp little like head movements and stuff that fit the music just like perfectly. That was both a really good quick step and just a really good dance. And I thought he did fantastically with that. I think that's my favorite of his so far. All right, that was it for part 3 of my reactions to Jordan Fisher's dance performances from season 25, Dancing with the Stars. Of the performances of his that I've looked at so far, which is your favorite? I'm doing a lot of editing, working on some other footage, so make sure to hit that bell icon if you want to know whenever I post something new. Also make sure to hit that subscribe button if you've been enjoying the videos, and likes and comments are fun too. I love to chat with you guys in the comments. I try to respond to, if not every single comment, at least virtually every comment. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.